Okay, all right. Look. Why are you making that face? Anyway, welcome. Greetings and salutations to another wonderful episode of Gamma Blurs. Your boy Trey proper here, live and direct, undisclosed location. I'm back from my illness, and I'm still kind of sick, and I'm be coughing throughout this. So bear with me as we talk, and somebody else probably going to start in a couple seconds.
Welcome back, you sick motherfucker. Great to have you back, man.
Thank you. Yeah, y'all know who we are. Y'all know what we do. We're going to get right into it.
They don't know about old speed racer over here, but anyway.
Anyway, what's up, everybody in the chat? What's up, whatever? We're going to get right into it. So we've had a very interesting week. And, of course, we're going to get all the bad stuff out of the way first. We're going to talk about a lot of things that happened in this past week and the subsequent week before that may have been missed. But DEI has become a very poignant topic in the last couple of weeks as far as the things that the current administration has been invoking into our world and everything that we have to deal with. Sorry. Go ahead, Rick.
Apparently there was a mandate signed by Vice President Orange Guy, who basically is telling the Smithsonian to get rid of anything that doesn't have American values or American integrity, so to speak, or whatever the fuck that means. But we all know what it means, because DEI is essentially a coverall. And instead of saying niggas, they say DEI or they say woke. So basically, anything that is not about straight white men and how they've conquered everything or done all these great things throughout history is under attack. When I first saw this, I immediately started thinking about the Museum of the Museum of African American Culture and History, one of the best museums in the Smithsonian cluster. It is worth every bit of whatever that you spend in there. It is worth your time. You can't spend enough time in there educating yourself. I immediately began to panic because this is some place that I've only been to. I've only been a couple of times. I want to continue to keep going back because I want to continue to keep educating myself about our history and American history that is Black history. And all of the exhibits and all of the history and culture that's there. I'm just starting to wonder about what's going to happen to it. You know what I mean? And like I immediately got concerned and worried about that. You know what I mean? So how do y'all feel about more of the continued fuckery that is this administration and attacking on Black people?
I'm tired of it. I'm ready to. I'm trying to think of like some way that we could try to counteract this, but it's like we can never. We're not on the good side of it. Every single time that we've actually tried to do something about it, it's always getting like is getting taken out every single way. We try to inform people, children, as far as what happened other than slavery. We can't even talk about it. We try to just inform people about things that's going on in their actual area. We can't even talk about that shit in schools no more. We can't talk about any history that just pertains to just something good. We only slavery was here, Martin Luther King, here you go, Black people. And not just Black people, but I mean Hispanic people as well, people of Asian descent as well. It's like we're tired of. I honestly don't know what else we can do because they're literally deleting us from history. So
they've been trying to forever. But
yeah.
Like I said in the comments last week, we have to answer your question, not like I'm an expert, but we have to take personal responsibility in our own homes and our own communities to make sure that the knowledge that has been passed down, the experiences that have been experienced, and the history that has been in place is carried on throughout our lineage, our family, and everything else. We have to make sure that everybody knows that bullshit that he's trying to put on you is not going to work. You need to be able to do so and tell your children in your own homes, because if they're going to destroy the educational system and the infrastructure we have in place to prevent that knowledge from being passed down, that's where it falls on us. That's when it becomes something we have to take care of and we have to do. But in addition to that, I think he was there. I saw a video. I think actually, Rick, I think you posted a video on your story where they were saying he was trying to attack the Black Museum in order to drive away and distract everyone from everything that's going on with the text gate, like what's going on with there. And also in situations like that, we have to be aware. We have to be aware that these are things they're doing. These are the tactics that they perform in order to distract us, in order to make sure that the people who are just scrolling by real quick in a second to see something, you may hear about it, but it's not enough to get you angry. Really, you should be angry about this. It's a classic misdirection. So, personally, I feel like, I agree with you. It's bullshit, but we have to make sure we maintain. We have to make sure we are knowledgeable. We can't just scroll past it. We can't just be like, oh yeah, this shit's happening over there. Make sure you're just knowledgeable. Make sure you know what's going on so you can have these conversations, or you can be aware of when someone is trying to feed you a bullshit a story or propaganda. You have to keep your mind open even to those right wing excuse me, you have to keep your, not saying you need to imbibe it and edify yourself with it, but you need to be knowledgeable of their stances and their platforms. I'll turn on Fox News, just see how the hell that shit what they talking about. When I see something I know it's in direct contrast of the truth, at least I'm aware of it and I know of it. And if my children are sitting next to me, I can say, no, that's not true. This is actually what happened. That's the responsibility that we have as parents. That's the responsibility we have as uncles, aunts, cousins, whatever. As Black people in this country or people of color in this country, we have that responsibility. That's
Yep.
Absolutely. So this is something else. Like, people are talking about, like, what if the Smithsonian pulls the funding from the museums or any of the museums associated with any marginalized people, you know what I mean? So as far as like Black people and the African American Cultural Museum, does anybody know the actual spending power of the Black dollar in America? Can you put a figure to it?
It's in the billions. I know that much. I don't know the exact.
Yeah.
So,
you shooting us low. It's $2 trillion. We can fund all of this. If we so it's funny. It's crazy how my life always intersects with stuff that we talk about on the show. But anyway, I was having a conversation about that as I was on my way home from work. You know what I mean? Like, y'all know how long my ride from work is, and I'm on the phone having a conversation about it, and I'm talking about that, and it's like, I was talking about how we as a people have lost our sense of community because it's kind of been weeded out of us by the American standard and the way that Americans live their lives. You know what I mean? We are inherently selfish people in this country. We are meant to worry about our own and our own only. And that is not how Black people as a community have flourished and how we as a people have flourished throughout all this time. Like I just said to you, Herb, they've been trying to destroy us for hundreds of years, hundreds of years, and we still continue to flourish. I feel like we need to get back to that sense of community, that each one teach one, that it takes a village, all of that mentality. Exactly. We really need to get back to our sense of community and our sense of togetherness and fondness for each other, and not look at everybody with shady eyes, or, you know what I mean, and not like a popular phrase, amongst Black men is bro and brother, and that's my brother and all that stuff. We need to actually take to those words and look at every Black woman as if they are a sister, and look at every Black man as that is my brother. You know what I mean? We may not be of birth, but we are of the same blood. We are of the same culture. We are of the same love. We need to get back to having that. You know what I mean? And we shouldn't be afraid of any of this, because we do have the power to be able to fund it, because we have overcome and we will continue to overcome despite all of the nonsense, all this stuff that we're faced with. Like I posted something on my story and I forgot to learn her name. That's my fault. But there's a woman in Oklahoma, I believe it was Oklahoma, who they've taken Black history out of the schools in Oklahoma. Like that's one of those states where they're like, immediately it's coming out. We're not doing it no more, right? So she has started her own community teachings. You know what I mean? She has her own community Black history class. And I saw that and I was immediately inspired. And like that's one of the things that I hope to be able to do at some point in the future. You know what I mean? If this is the path that they're going to take, we will find ways around it. We will get past your nonsense. You know what I mean? And we as a community and we as a people have to begin to insulate and protect ourselves from this demon that is breathing down our throats right now. You know what I mean? So these are just things that I just think about, and I think that we need to really get back to. And rather than being a hypocrite and just talking about it, I promise y'all from this day forward, I will practice exactly what I am talking about. Like more than I have in the past and more than I have at any other time. I will no longer look at any other black man walking the street as an op or an adversary. I will look at the person as they are my brother. I will look at any woman, any black woman, any woman of color who is walking around who seems unprotected. I will protect you because you are my sister. This is my pledge, and this is the mentality that we all need to take in this new. I'm just gonna say it. Fuck it. In this Fourth Reich, because that's what it is.
It's big facts.
I mean, spot on. I mean, I know one thing for sure, as far as just in my community, just around the block from here, like whenever we have, like my son always hangs out with his friends and everything, I make sure I treat them like I look out for them the same way I would look out for my son. I look out for the other kids, the other neighbors that's doing every single thing in my community. Now, one thing I wish I could do is do that at work, but apparently, like some of us just ain't us. And I'm not just talking about the white people. I'm talking about black people as well. Sometimes it's like you want to inform them, and you still and just consciously is telling you like, hey, inform them, because at sometimes they'll be like, well, I voted for Trump because he came over there and gave me a tax break. What the fuck do you know? It just doesn't. Why? and it's at the same time you just have to sit there and be like, okay, instead of just sitting there shitting on them, you have to inform them. And when you inform them, they have a better perspective of what's going on in the situation. And it's like, hey, let's all work. Instead of just shitting on you, bro, I'm gonna go ahead and inform you on this situation. So this way you know what to do next time, instead of just looking like some of these dumb fucks who voted for him. And now they're looking at him like, well, I mean, my son is out of the situation with this and then the third. I got fired because apparently I'm a DEI now. Yeah, dumbass, we told you about this shit. Like, I mean, information is the key.
I'm not gonna lie. I do take a little bit of a sick pleasure of seeing the people who's like, I supported Trump and now, and I just laugh. I've been laughing my balls off at him. Like, oh,
that's another part of the black experience, is that whole pettiness got to come out sometimes.
Yeah.
we got to vent that shit sometimes. You know, you gotta let out the collar.
So let me ask you guys this. So apparently there's going to be a major protest in at least 5 cities throughout America, protesting Trump and the decisions that have been made and the things that have been going on. Would you? I'm going to speak for myself now. I'm not going. I'm not showing up. I'm still recovering. So I am not going out there. And I wouldn't go out there in the first place because there's no point, in my opinion, in going out there standing around people yelling at a building, because they're not going to hear us. They're going to hear us when we vote. But will you guys be participating in any of the protests that will be happening on April 5th?
No, I'm not going. We've tried sitting there telling these people like, hey, this is what's going on. Listen to us. You guys are doing wrong. We've spoken too much. At this point, hey, white people, it's time for you to do your fucking job on your end. We've done it. I don't know what else you got. We got to talk about, because at this point we done told Kamala done told you all the shitload, a list load of shit that's been going on, and you guys still don't want to let y'all like. Well, what is Kamala doing now?
Kamala.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Yo, the Ugandan giant didn't have that many words for everybody. So just to kind of put a bow on this, and so we can move on. I'm just gonna say this. Until the ancestors tell me to stand my black ass up to be out there protesting, I'm going to sit my black ass down and protect my community and worry about my brothers and sisters. Exactly. What I just said, but in an actual physical form.
I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. All right. Did we want to? So if you have not paid attention, the next thing on the list is the texting. The texting heard around the world because an Atlantic news reporter was included in the text thread. I'm sorry,
Trey. Not just a reporter for the Atlantic, the editor of the Atlantic. The editor of the Atlantic was added to a group chat
that they're not even supposed to have. They're not supposed to do these types of conversations via text, be unsecuredly on a commercial platform where anybody could hack it, any other foreign source can get into it. And this is what I'm saying with the whole African American Museum. They're trying to distract you by that, because he can't do anything to the museum realistically, but it's to get outrage out of us. So the most boisterous people blacks will be on social media speaking up, and it's going to be causing uproar to distract us from the fact that this is technically a crime. Not technically, it's literally a crime. You were exposing national secrets, and you did not properly what is it called? I forgot what the term is called. Shit. But they did not go through the process to make sure that their lines were secure, the right people were on the lines, and they weren't using the right platforms. And you're exposing national secrets to the public. And I hope they keep an eye on this dude, because the next thing would be he falls off a truck somewhere because of a mistake that was made by them. And this didn't just include, regular. It was like the vice president was. I'm sorry, the assistant to the president was the assistant to the vice president was in this group chat, and it's crazy, it's ridiculous. But what were you about to say?
I was gonna say, so we all know Pete Hegseth is a drunk. He once on Fox News hit a drummer with an axe when he was trying to do some axe throwing outside. So like we know Pete Hegseth is an idiot. It's to be texting war plans through the same app that dude bros use to hook up at the bar, or talk about chicks while they're at the bar, or talk about how they want to drink for that night is such crazy wild work. And it's so ironic that the same people who've been running around for 10 plus years screaming about Hillary Clinton's emails, now everybody is just boys will be boiling. Like giving actual war strategies and plans and statistics and everything over to the media, just willy-nilly, just oh man, whatever. Come on.
But here's the funny thing too. When Marjorie Taylor Greene, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was real quick. I got to call out one of the comments. Of course, Genocide Circus Signal was approved by the last administration. Irregardless of that fact, if it is true or not, I'm not sure. I have not done that research. It's still war plans are being exposed to the public. They should not have been. They should have been vetted. There's something that they signify that clears that they have the security clearance on it, that they stated in the text messages. That wasn't the case, because you have somebody who definitely doesn't have the clearance to have access to the stuff and has screenshots. So regardless of if it was approved or not, it's still a fucking crime. But what were you going to say?
No, I was going to say that, like, when Marjorie Taylor Greene was called out on the shit, and she's trying to deflect and deflect and deflect. Like, hey guys, you know you fucked up, right? We have you on camera. Like, the photo is right here.
I didn't say I didn't have it. I said I didn't recall if I had. Bitch, I can see you. The fuck?
Listen. Marjorie Taylor Greene's a CrossFitter. Her brain comes out every time she does one of those terrible ass pull-ups. So don't pay no attention to nothing that she got to say. It's the part that drives me the most crazy about this administration is the constant gaslighting. The gaslighting is so fucking, like, I'm full of 93 octane at this point with all the fucking gaslighting. Like, every fucking time you call them out about something, you say something about it, and they just try to, like, it's I'm not racist, you're racist. I only called you a big lip monkey because you're dark. You can't call me a cracker. Like, it's constant with these people, and it's fucking sickening. Like, I'm so over it, dude. Like, it's just too fucking much. And listen, I'm gonna say it right here on the internet. No, I'm not gonna do that. I was about to cross the line.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pull myself in. I'm gonna reel this back in. But no, I mean, it's way too much. That's what's called growth, ladies and gentlemen. I'm maturing. But but no, it's a lot to deal with, man. And it's every fucking day is something else. You wake up and it's just something new. Enough of the blitzkrieg. We get it. Let it go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's been funny to see the constant scramble to get things back on track for them throughout the week. Like, first, I think Pete, whatever the fuck his last name is, the drunk, was saying that no, I did not have any. I did not text war plans on a text message line, and then the next day actually screenshot, and constantly just trying to recover. It was hilarious. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
The editor, the editor of the Atlantic, is he hanging out with black people? Does he have a black girlfriend? Because them receipts came so fast. Because it was like Hegseth said it, and they posted up 8 minutes later. I was like,
Yo,
God damn, like,
These
no.
he came over there and pulled a.
Say it again, nigga. Say it. I pressed send, nigga. Say it one more time.
He said he did a Cat Williams like, nigga, don't you know that we can see you?
So I really feel like this is a situation where they need really good legal representation. I feel like they should go to Hell's Kitchen and search out help by one Matthew Murdock and Murdock Incorporated and get his help. In other words, I hope you guys are paying attention. That was a really good transition. Thank you.
It was.
Going over to Daredevil Born Again. Now, I'm going to preface this next segment by saying, hey, I've been out of it. I did not see it. I did not watch it, so I have failed in my blurtydom this week. I do apologize.
You have failed this city. When I was a boy.
Okay, all right. So I'm actually going to I'm going to be a part of the audience for this portion where these two gentlemen who did do their homework this week, and they're going to regale us with what happened this episode and what were the big spots. It's going to be a little bit of a spoiler, but it's not a movie. It's a TV show. Get over it. But before you log out, make sure you like the video, share the video, and subscribe. But gentlemen, tell us what happened with episodes 5 and 6 for Daredevil Born Again.
I'm gonna lead. You just chip in.
All
right. So episode 5, it opens up with Matthew Murdock at the bank in New York, trying to get a small business, trying to get a loan for his practice. And it turns out this is our second big Easter egg in the show. The bank teller that he's working with, the banker that he's working with, happens to be Yusuf Khan, Kamala Khan's father. They have a little back and forth. They're talking. Of course, he turns Matt down for the loan. I'm not going to go into all the details, but then the bank ends up getting robbed by one of the gangs who was working under the kingpin.
Okay.
And yeah, this is just peak Matt Murdock being Matt Murdock. Like he's in there being selfless. They got all the powers on display. I love. One of the things that I really love about this show is how they portray Matt when he's using his powers of hearing. You know what I mean? When he uses his senses. Like it's Marvel does a really, really good job of like displaying powers when they do it. You know what I mean? When they show how people use their powers. Like
subtly, you mean?
Yes. Yeah. Like for example, one of my favorite scenes and one something that's just pure cinema is from Spider-Man Far From Home, when we actually see the spider sense taking over. That scene where he walks out of the back and it's that first person rig where he's walking out. That shit is absolutely amazing. But yeah, like I said, Matt is helping Yusuf because Yusuf is the bank manager or the assistant bank manager, and the bank manager isn't there, and he's helping him get through all of that. But I'm gonna fast forward that. Like I said, I'm not gonna go into too much detail, just trying to like lay out the skeleton of it. But there is a fight in this episode where it's not Matt in the Daredevil suit, but it's Matt and he confronts one of the robbers who is trying to escape. Yeah. Herb, how did you feel about that snap?
2 words. Joe Theismann.
Yeah.
It was just like, yeah, shit. What is it? Oh God!
That is exactly it. I'm sitting there looking at it like, oh man, these niggas are scrapping. They fighting for nigga. No, don't do that. Oh my God! Like it was
a scene out. It was like a scene out of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Like when you and they show the exact hey, we're gonna dig deep and break, but yeah.
That's they gave us an X-ray, like they zoomed in.
You took the words right out of my head, Trey. That was an X-ray move from Mortal Kombat. Like it was like, Jesus Christ, Matt, are you okay? Like go hug Foggy's tombstone. God damn. But yeah, so that was episode.
It definitely was like a situation where he's been fighting the urge just to whoop a nigga's ass for the longest.
He got out.
Yeah, and yes, he felt the wrath.
Get him.
Cam, shut up. That's not Joe Theismann is not the QB who the replacements was. Jackass.
All right. So was that's what that was? It was 2 episodes apparently. So it was, okay.
That was episode 5. Episode 6. Again, not gonna go into too much detail, but episode 6, Matt puts the suit back on, and him and we have the first confrontation between Daredevil and Muse. There's a reason why I say they need to change the name from Daredevil Born Again to Daredevil Primal Roar, because Daredevil. So they not just, it's not just, you don't just see the confrontation between Daredevil and Muse, but at the same time, as like a parallel of the two characters, you see Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin, confronting the man that his wife was cheating on him with, Adam. He lets him out of his cell and gives him an axe. And he gave him an axe, and I've never seen somebody get an axe and still say, "Boy, you about to get your ass whooped. You about to get your ass wailed on." And and both Kingpin and Daredevil, mid-points through their fight, they both let out the most primal ass roar that you've ever heard in your life. Like they give you every bit of it, and I mean, man, like.
So it was like they're coming back into their original selves, and
it definitely was given that, because it was just like you needed them to finally let one off. I mean, obviously, Murdock had one in the first episode, but I mean, like, he was like, nah, like, and even still, like on the verge when he was about to take out Muse, he had to stop because what's the name? White Tiger's niece was there, and she was about to get killed.
Wait. So wait, did he gouge her eyes out?
No. We didn't do blind spot, but he was milking her. How Muse milks people. He was milking her. So
so does Muse have his powers?
Sort of. Like he seems a little bit more durable than a regular human would. Some might call what he is, I don't know, trash, if you watch Comics Explained. But I mean, but I mean, he seems to. I feel like they've kind of like walked this line.
Yeah.
But as far as like, well, all right, I'm just gonna say it. In the comic books, Muse is an inhuman, so he's way more durable than a regular human being would be, and it kind of seems like that because, listen, Daredevil was wailing on his ass, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Like we got some. We got some baton throws that were straight out of the comics, Trey. Like, I mean, like this was an ass whooping. But also, like,
so did they? It's me being stickler about it, but in the comics, Muse has the ability. Basically, he's a blind spot for Matt. Like, he does not have. He can't hear him. He can't hear him. He can't smell him. He can't, sense him realistically. So he has to sense the blind spot of where he exists. So is that how they depicted Muse, or did they just skip over that?
So a little. I want to say a little bit, because initially Muse jumps him, and he kind of like gets out on him at the beginning, but then, like I said, once Matt lets out that primal roar, it's game time for you, bitch. It's over for you, Jack. So yeah,
you know you fucked up now, right? You know you fucked up, but no, like even what's the name? Like just like Rick said, the primal shit that's going on between, like, I've never seen somebody literally, I'm giving you a weapon, you got 3 minutes to kill me because I'm gonna fuck you up, and I need to get this out because, oh, by the way, I almost forgot. In this episode, the 6th, that's when he set up the task force for the what's the name, vigilantes. Yeah. So he got nothing but crooked cops, basically, has a rap sheet all the way down as long as whatever. Basically, come on there and say, like, yeah, you guys are my new task force. Do whatever the fuck you need to do to get this done.
Also, there was one of the main cops in this is not a main cop that we've seen so far, but I think it's the guy who might have killed White Tiger. I forget his name from the comics, but he's a prominent character in the comics, and he's one of the cops that's there. And like you can, like, the way the camera hovers on him, you're just like, nah, your black ass is somebody. Yeah, you're something. So, but yeah, Also, I ain't know that Kingpin had a little Jameis Winston in him, because that was a hell of a pregame speech to get them cops fired up to go out there and commit some hate crimes and take back your streets. But goddamn, but yeah, he was hungry for a W on that one.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, man, listen. But episode 5 and 6, like this show, I'm glad they did the revamp and pushed it back a little bit, because they you can tell that they put a lot of quality and love into the show, and it shows in every episode. You know what I mean? Because like the thing about it is, this show has kept me enthralled, and we haven't had a lot of fight scenes. We haven't had a lot of action. We've had mostly courtroom drama and character development. But now, we're getting like you said, Trey, the true nature of who Wilson Fisk and Matt Murdock has come to the forefront, and it's all over episode 6, man. Like, so it's when you sit down and watch it, you're going to be pleasantly surprised.
I'm sold.
And it's the brutality that they said that they were going to let off in the season. It went in full effect as soon as that bank robber's leg got broke, because it's been nothing but a all gas no
ran away from social media. I don't see any clips that will spoil it for me, but now I know I'm gonna end up seeing broken leg memes everywhere. But okay, I'm gonna get right into it, because I'm excited to see it, and it's I'm glad to hear that. So then you should, if you've watched any of the shows we've been on, you should know me how I am. I was getting a little bit bored. I appreciate the courtroom drama. I appreciate the SVU version of things.
You obviously don't like Law and Order, so
I'm wrong the fuck out of here. I can't stand that shit. But it was literally putting me to sleep. I would wake up and be like, fuck. Now I have hope, because I was never giving up on the show, because I know somebody's gonna be like, oh, Trey was gonna give it quit before it even started. No, I was gonna give it another chance. I just forgot. So I'm excited to see, okay, we do have some action coming. I can sit down and enjoy my mindless, senseless action, along with the other the social, the justice intrigue. So I'm looking forward to it. And so make sure you guys go out there and catch up on Daredevil Born Again on Disney Plus, as you do. But speaking of the house that the mouse built, the other announcement dropped this week. Now, this I did see, because it was during the day and I was at work and I couldn't talk on the phone, but I could see the clip as the chairs were rolling by. We had, I don't know what they're calling it, but we had the studio chairs for the cast members of Avengers Doomsday. That dropped this week with it was about 30 different chairs. I'm not going to read everybody off. That would just take too long, and I don't have the wind capacity to do it. So go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. So I'll give everybody an idea of how many people is announced. They announced a new person every 13 minutes. The stream was open for 5.5 hours. That's crazy work.
Yeah,
it's crazy work. And then here come Robert Downey Jr. bouncing his happy ass on out at the end to be the last person revealed. But so it. The 5.5 hour stream is so crazy to me. Like, but also, like, just looking at the cast names, this was something that was dope the way they did it, because I was sitting there watching it because it came on while I was at work, and I pulled up YouTube because I have a dual screen, so I pulled up YouTube and had it on my right screen, and I was watching the viewer count rise up every 20 minutes or so, and like the first hour, I believe it was like at 35,000. To hour 5, it was up to 250,000, which is crazy on that long a live stream. So everybody who's talking about how Marvel is dead is kind of like, y'all got to stop that nonsense. Like, please stop being a grifter on the internet. Just talk about how you really feel about things. I promise your soul to feel better for it. But there is one issue that I have. And I haven't talked about this with y'all because I wanted to save it to talk about it here. I'm going to piss in the cornflakes a little bit. How does Tenoch Huerta still have a job? That's the dude that plays Namor.
Yeah, what did he do?
Oh, y'all don't know about the story. So, there were SA charges filed against him about a year after Black Panther came out, after Wakanda Forever came out. And it was several women that said that complained about him, and the charges were filed. I don't know. It was in Mexican court, so I don't really know what's developed or anything like that. But he's still playing Namor. Meanwhile, we see Jonathan Majors doing a fucking marathon. He's doing a cross country race away from a crazy little white woman, and he ain't got no job. That's the one thing that I was kind of heartbroken and upset about. You know what I mean? Like, I know it wasn't Kevin Feige's call. I know it came from above him. But at the same time, man, like, goddamn, dude. Goddamn, like that's demoralizing as fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, it's because it happened not inside these United States. Sorry, my mother called. It happened in the United States, and it's not here for it to, take effect for them. They don't care. Those higher ups above Feige don't give a fuck. Like, did he do it in any little white girl? Then we're fine. Keep going. That's really how it looks. I'm not saying that's necessarily how it is, but that's how it comes off.
Because call it what it is. That's exactly what it is at this point.
Yeah. But yeah, so you definitely did piss in the fucking cornflakes, Rick. I don't like it.
My bad. All right, let's get back to the happy stuff.
Paul Rudd seat.
I'm sorry.
Paul Rudd seat. Because he's Ant-Man, they made a little TD for him. I thought it was funny.
So out of everyone that you've seen, who would you be most excited to see come back and reprise their roles? Yeah, Herb, you're going first. You know that.
All right, I'm actually excited as fuck just to see what's the name, Magneto come back. And I mean, I forget his name is eluding me right now, but
Ian McClellan.
Ian McClellan. Because I mean, at this point, he's like 85 years old. I'm actually interested to see how he is going to be able to be portrayed in this movie. I love the fact that they're bringing X-Men in. I'm actually excited about it. And even if you just look as far as like just the difference of like what's out there, looking at the actual visual for Kelsey Grammer playing Beast.
You're supposed to pick one, Herb. You're supposed to pick one, and you still mine, and you open your damn mouth and you pick two. I'm gonna say my fucking
conversation. You asked me, I gave you an answer, and you was like, "Low-hanging fruit, low-hanging fruit." I gave you some shit.
Everybody want to see Magneto old ass pop up on the screen and crush.
Hey, I don't give a fuck. You asked the question, I gave you an answer. Don't be mad when I come over there and give you an answer.
Anyway, keep fucking going.
But no, like even just the subtlety as far as like his teeth, like the extra the fangs just popping up on it. I was just like, yeah, I kind of like that. It's different, but it's also just very minute. But it's the attention to details that I enjoy about this show, about just Marvel Universe.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say Kelsey Grammer and SpongeBob himself, Alan Cummings, because he's going to be coming back as Nightcrawler. That's going to be fun. So we're getting the Fox X-Men back together essentially. Was what's his name? Cyclops. He's coming back.
So that was going to be my pick, was James Marsden.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because I would love to see how he plays Cyclops when it's written by somebody who actually respects the character.
And hopefully we get a badass Cyclops. Excuse me, kids. The rizzed up Cyclops who's pulling all the bitches. That's who we should get, because Cyclops pulls them all.
So it's funny that both of y'all picked, like, y'all had X-Men. Well, excuse me, that all three of us had X-Men picks. Mm-hmm. So this is something I started to mention in our pre-show get together, or our pre-show talk. But I actually didn't ask it to y'all, but I'm gonna ask you now. This feels very, very Avengers versus X-Men-y.
It does. It definitely feels that way.
This feels like this.
And it's Fantastic Four in the middle, just like, yeah, we're gonna put that right there too.
Well, they were involved in the Avengers versus X-Men, but yeah.
Like I'm sorry, I got to stand up because I'm looking for a book. I want to show a cover real quick, right? Yeah. It feels like this cover, but put Doom over top with marionette strings over both sides. Yeah. Like, that's what this feels like. And that's genuinely what's getting me excited for it, because also, so I'm a big believer in reading people's body language and you know what I mean, how people portray themselves on camera, whatever. Robert Downey Jr. seems genuinely excited again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, towards the end, he seemed like he was excited to wrap it up. But like them showing him walking in, he had like that charismatic bounce that he has. Like he was like he had the song going in his head. You know what I mean? Like he's excited to get to work. And I mean, it feels like it's going to be a very, very devious Doom. The type of Doom who is like, damn, you're charming, but also you're scaring the shit out of me. You know what I mean? And that's the type of Doom that it's going to take to control both sides. So, I mean, again, we all know we've been on the internet together for years. I'm a Marvel homer. I don't care. I'm genuinely very excited to see this movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, honorable mention. The one person I'm also excited to see is Lewis Pullman playing the Sentry in this, because we have not seen the Sentry yet, and the Sentry we're going to see him in Thunderbolts this coming summertime.
May.
Summertime, yeah, it was going to be May. But we're going to see her first depictions of him, and of course his alter ego, the Void. We get to see that, and just to see how Doom is going to handle, because I don't think we've had a Sentry Doom interaction, and I don't think he played a big role in the X-Men versus Avengers. So that will be a different twist that MCU is going to put on it. That's going to be and it's entertaining as fuck to see. And yeah, that's what else we got? We didn't. So people we didn't. That's right. People we haven't seen. So I was actually made happy right before the show. I should have saved this for the show, but I was saying, damn, we haven't had an update about Hawkeye yet. Jeremy Renner, he had the injury, was it 2-3 years ago, where he was run over by a snowplow, crushed his chest, he almost died. And yeah, that would suck, because also we need to get Hawkeye season 2. Like, I genuinely enjoyed Hawkeye. I want that to come back. But we haven't seen him show up on the cast list so far. We also haven't seen Tom Holland show up just yet. Couple other people. So we know this is not a complete list, but who do you think can be a surprise entrant into this X-Men versus Avengers, Secret Wars, Doom Planet War amalgamation of all those great stories?
Simon Williams.
Well, we know he's coming, but do you think we're really going to get Wonder Man, Simon Williams? Or are we going to get some knockoff bullshit?
Well, I mean, Wonder Man's supposed to be coming out later on this year, so I mean, he's got
I know, but we ain't seen no powers. Do you know how powerful Wonder Man is? Wonder Man is almost godlike in Marvel, if you know who the fuck he is.
So that's kind of why, like, is the one his power base, because he's that powerful, but also two, Yahya Abdul Mateen is a fucking incredible actor. Yes. Like, he was one of the best parts of both of those shitty ass Aquaman movies. Like he made the shit out of Black Manta. I think if they so from the stuff that I've heard about the Wonder Man show, like, he does another phenomenal job. And you know what happens when somebody takes a character who is kind of like on that middle tier, and they charismatic the fuck out of them. Look what Robert Downey Jr. did with fucking Iron Man. Because again, no one knew who Iron Man was. He was just a drunk in a fucking suit, in a metal suit, and now he's the leader of the MCU. So I think we could get. I think Yahya could do something like that with Wonder Man.
If they turned Wonder Man into Man Joe, I'll flip my shit. I would. I think he's very capable of making it happen, because yes, his Black Manta, like you said, best parts of Aquaman's shitty movies. But if they, like, just thinking of the backstory of Wonder Man, it's like, I don't know. They've completely changed it, because they took the whole, because for those of you who don't know, Wonder Man was originally a villain. His brain scans was used to create Vision, and eventually he ends up falling in love with Wanda and banging Wanda, and then Vision gets her back. They have a love triangle bullshit that happened in the 70s before I was born, and then he goes off and becomes a movie star in Marvel, and then they realize how powerful he really is, and he only shows up when they really need him to show up. He's on Superman levels of power, is what I'm saying. So, but then they're going to make him black. Then they've made him a black guy. Like, how? There's a lot of ways they could take this. I'm sorry, my brain is running a mile a minute right now when I'm thinking about it. So I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm not gonna nitpick at it. I'm gonna wait to see it. But I would get excited if they made him the new head of the MCU.
Mine would be, I know everybody knows that I love this character. Because they haven't I've heard the rumors, and they also had the artwork. But even though they said it's not tied, it's not official. When they had possibly Damson Idris as Black Panther possibly coming in, we don't know for sure if that's going to happen. It will be interesting to see, like, hey, are they going to bring back T'Challa or a different version of T'Challa going back and forth in these different universes?
Yeah.
So that's and I mean that with just that part, it opens up every single thing. So the floodgates are open if that's the case.
So basically, so just like I follow Jeremy Renner on Instagram, I follow Dancing Idris on Instagram. He is a notorious non-poster. He doesn't really post too much of anything. Recently, he has been posting workout videos, very, very intense workout videos. So I'm not saying it's listen. Yeah, man. He's put on a good 10 to 15 pounds of muscle so far. So, and he didn't do that for that Formula One movie that he has coming out with Brad Pitt.
I never watched Snowfall.
Man, listen, hold on. So, all right. So, quick aside. I'm sorry. Quick aside, Trey. Like, you know, I don't do a lot of those black trauma drug shows.
Neither do I.
Nigga, Snowfall is amazing. Snowfall will actually have you enthralled. Like, you will binge all 6 seasons before you know it. It's actually a really good show.
I can see Rick as the uncle. Yo, goddamn daddy. Like, I can see some shit like that.
I've seen it before, yeah.
I'm Uncle Jerome teaching man how to squabble.
Checking the comments over on YouTube, Genocide Circus says Wanda going to choose between an energy god and a literal love machine.
Wanda ain't gonna do no choosing. It's gonna be a key party at the end of Secret Wars.
Well, guys, thank you for joining us here. And it's been a great show. Hopefully, you guys will like this video, share it amongst other like-minded people who want to have these conversations. Come in our comments, talk shit like we do, and just have fun with it. We really do appreciate you guys for tuning in with us weekly. As you can tell, things are getting better. We're getting more consistent, and things are going to happen. Things are going to change, and we're going to make things better for you. Make sure you like, share, subscribe on all our platforms, and yeah, anything you guys want to say, I'm sorry. I'm going to go to sleep.
Help us grow so we can do more.
Facts. Help us grow so we can do more.
Talk to y'all on Monday in the wrestling Discord.
Yeah. Come on, tell people, other wrestling fans, tell them come join the Discord, because it's just going to be me talking shit and looking at asses all the time.
Hey, just to remind you guys, the show is it going back to 4:00 this week because it's the last European one?
Yes, I'm sorry. Raw this week will be at 4 p.m. on Monday. So, and I've usually been the one catching it and talking the most in the wrestling Discord. Trey gets the replay at 8 p.m. because he's still at work. So,
yeah.
Get off work when anyway. But yeah, we'll be in there. We'll be in there, and I'll try to keep up with everybody else. But thanks, you guys, for joining us. We love you. Catch you next week. Peace.
Deuces.
Unprotected hex part.